Hi everyone, it's Dr. Detroit, the doctor is in, and I would like to welcome you all to the first episode of The Wonders of Painting with Dr. Detroit. You know, as a wise man once said, or I should say a wise painter once said, it's your little world, and in your little world you can do whatever you want. I think that's the same thing for painting. In this series, we're doing a little tip of the hat to one of my favorite painters, Bob Ross. We're basically putting the racing stuff aside for a little bit, and we're just going to have some fun in a little game called SuchArt. Now, this game was recently released on Steam. Well, part of it, I should say. The full game has yet to be released. But this is probably one of the best games that we're going to be using to make some beautiful paintings. So, would you like to do with that today? Or would you like to do that with us today? If you said yes, then come along with me. But before we get started, I'm going to give you guys a little tour of the studio. So this is our painting studio, and this is a very big area. Very big, very nice, and every space on here is actually paintable. But right now, I don't really want to paint anything like that. Over here, this is our little thing. This is our little inbox for when we take commissions or we sell a painting. I've done all the commissions already, and as you can see, I already got some money in my bank, which is really good. This is your canvas printer. You can actually print different canvases and get them. You can either get a small canvas or a long ways canvas or a bigger canvas or even the biggest canvas, which is what we're going to be utilizing today for our painting. It's actually a lot of fun. This here is the odorless paint thinner dispenser. This is what we use to clean the brushes, and that's the fun part when we get to it. This here is our color dispenser. One of the best things about it is that we have spray paints and we also have these beautiful paints as well. And the cool part is we'll never run out, because as soon as you take one off the shelf, it replenishes it. This is our little color area if we want a specific color that we're looking for. And this also will help us find a specific color that we want as well. But we'll use this machine in another episode. This here is the paint dispenser. This actually will dispense a bucket full of paint, which we could use if we want to use more of one color. This area here, this is the big canvas area. This is when we have big canvases that we need to go up and down with. So we can go upwards and we can go downwards. It just depends on what we want to do. As you can see, I already got 2 palettes here because I've been playing with them as well. I know it's a little bit of a mess, but you know, we're not going to be utilizing this area anyway. This thing here is actually supposed to be in the other room, but at some point in time, let me show you in here. At some point in time, you will be storing paintings in here to go off to certain collectors. And in case you need to throw away some trash, this is the trash area. You just simply toss something in there and it gets neutralized. We won't be utilizing this for a while. And then this room here, this is probably another inspiration room. We might end up in here at some point, but I don't know. We also have stencils, which we can use these to paint whatever we want. As you can see, there's different stencils for different things. So we have a flower right there, we have a little circle, a bigger circle, and a crown. As well as an extra palette, which we don't need right now. And then over here is our canvas. So this is a pre-stretched double primed canvas. And what we're going to do is that we're going to go ahead and start making a fantastic little painting. But to do this, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take a few of my utensils and basically put some liquid white on here. Speaking of the utensils, let me show you what we're going to be using for this painting. We're going to start off with a 2-inch brush, which is really nice. This is for the big stuff, for making clouds and skies and other sorts of things. We'll also use a number 6 brush. This is a very small brush. This will help us with indentations and other things, and it can also help us blend small areas. And this here is a line brush, which will help us with smaller details, but also will be used for our signature. Over here on the table, we have a big brush for basically painting big areas, a paint roller, which is what we're going to use for the liquid white, a spoon, and a scalpel for this. And as you can see, I have a couple of colors here, starting with titanium white, a light version of phthalo blue, phthalo green, alizarin crimson, yellow, sap yellow or yellow ochre. That is black gesso, Van Dyke brown, and bright red. These are the different colors that we're going to use in our painting. So, before we get started, let me go ahead and take the brush here. And I'm just going to go ahead and dab it onto this. And I'm just going to go ahead and come over here, and I'm going to start putting on some liquid white. And don't worry if we get some over there. We can fix that. There we go. There we go. Just cover it. Okay. Alright. Now, I'm going to go ahead and take this brush, and I'm just going to go over it again, and I'm going to blend this. I'm going to get rid of all those little things. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but there's a couple of little strokes on there. There we go. Nothing too bad. And now we'll wash the brush a little bit. So now it's time to make a fantastic little painting. Alright, so I'd say let's begin with a little bit of the phthalo blue. I'm going to add a little bit of titanium white to that. And that's probably what I'm looking for right there. Alright, let's come up here to the canvas. And I'm just going to drop in a nice sky. Just a nice little sky. Don't have to do anything simple. Don't have to do anything stupid. Oop. And then of course sometimes the game does that. I don't know why it does that. It has its happy little accidents. Let's get a little bit more of that. Let's get a little bit more. And oops. Let's get a little bit. There we go. Just a happy little sky. Very nice. Okay. So now after that, I'm going to take a little bit of the titanium white again. And I'm just going to come back over here and let's just put some happy. Let's just go ahead and make some very happy clouds. We're not going to do anything silly. Just let the brush do its thing. There we go. Make this one a little straggler. There we go. Okay, now we're going to wash the brush in odorless paint thinner, shake off the excess, and just beat the devil out of it. Now we're going to come back up here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to go back over, and I'm just going to blend this. I'm just going to go ahead and go back over our clouds and just lightly blend it. Just give it a nice little bit of blending. See how they now look really nice? Pretty cool, huh? Okay, now, let's see. I think down here I want to put like a meadow of some sort. Or probably even a nice field full of like little... I don't know, let's see what we can come up with. So we'll go into a little bit of phthalo green. Take some yellow ochre. And I think that's going to be very nice. And let's just come down here and let's say our meadow is right here. There we go. Just take it nice and easy. Don't need to worry about anything. Okay. You know, I like paintings with meadows and things like that. They just look really nice. Okay, now, next I'm going to take the smaller brush. I'm going to come over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into some black gesso. Like that. Really load it in. Now, what I want to do is that I kind of want to make a little idea that there's a road here. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start down here and just carefully trace the black across the meadow. Sort of like this. There we go. Nothing too fancy right there. Okay? And then you gotta decide whether your road is gonna go further this way or where it's gonna come from. And to me, I think our road is gonna go right this way. And if you make a little mistake there, that's okay. We can fix that. Just come back in and just fill it in. There we go. Let's come back over here and just let it go right to the edge of the canvas. Wash the brushes off. Okay, now, for this next part here, I'm going to say that that's a dirt road. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some of the Van Dyke brown and a little bit of the white to make sort of like a nice... Yeah, I think that's good enough. Okay, so now, here's our road. We're just going to go nice and easy here. Just nice and easy. Now the reasoning why I'm not using the big brush is because we'll get to that in a second. But look at how look at how beautiful this is starting to look. That's it. Now, here's what we're going to do. Now, at this type of situation, usually we can make it the same color. But to get the same exact tone that we want, this is where this machine comes in. So I'm going to just go up to it, grab the sampling. We're going to come back here, and then I'm going to go ahead and point it at the right color. There we go. And now we put it back in the machine, like so. I said we put it back into the machine, like so. Sometimes we make happy accidents in this game. There we go. And then out comes the paint. Now we can put this somewhere on our palette. And I think we're going to put it right there. Beautiful. Let's put that there. And you know what? While we're at it, let's go ahead and get some more titanium white. Always good to have more. There we go. Okay, now we can go ahead and continue making our road. Use our 2-inch brush, or use our other brush. Now you might notice too that the road's a little bit brighter. That's okay. That's alright. You don't have to be exact with your colors. Sometimes you can change on the fly. There we go. Okay, now I'm just going to come back in here and we're going to go ahead and just blend this a little bit. Also make sure we get over here. There we go. Okay, so now the next thing I'm going to do is that I think I want to put a little bit of water in this painting. So that way, or maybe even some mountains in the back. So for that, I'm going to take a little bit, let's see, for this mountain, I think we're going to take a little bit more of the Van Dyke brown, mix it with some yellow ochre, and a little bit of white. There we go. Get like this nice beige kind of color. Okay, now, big decision time here. Where do you want that mountain to be? Where do you want the mountain to be? And I think our first mountain is going to live right here. And then we're just going to continue this way. And just keep going like that. And then just bring down this over here. Just put it right off to there. Beautiful. Okay. Now just go ahead and come in here and we'll start filling in the mountain. Now sometimes you don't even need to fill in the mountain. But in this one, we're going to do it. But what we're going to do is we're going to put a little bit of paint in the middle of all these. And just finish off this one. Because then after that, we're going to bring in our big brush again. And I'm just going to take this, and we're just going to blend it all in. We're just going to go ahead and just blend this. Like, just like so. Come over here. There we go. Nice and gentle. All right. I like beating the devil out of it. Okay, now, somewhere in these little areas, let's see. You know what I think I want to do? I think I want to make the indication that the road's a little bit... It's kind of shaded. So I'm going to go ahead and come back over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the titanium white, mix that with the black, and then a little bit more like that. That's good. Okay, and then just put the indication of a shadow right in this area. Of course, we just made like a big old stripe there, but nothing with a little brush can fix. Because remember, we don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents. There we go. See, look at that. We're fixing a nice happy accident. There we go. Okay, and so I think that's what we're going to be doing. Now, this is the first run through, so sometimes it's never the best. But hopefully this inspired you to get the game SuchArt and do some painting. Or it may have inspired you to go out and get the real paints. But anyway, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm Dr. Detroit, and I hope to see you guys again real soon on the wonder of painting. See you next time. God bless.